Hey folks, welcome back to Game Garbage, where we take a look at games, chat about the gaming news in the industry, and of course, stream for fun. We had an Xbox partnership showcase, so let's run through it real quick. A lot of these games we can expect in 2026. So we saw Aramantis, which is right on the screen right now. This will be an Xbox Play Anywhere, which pretty much all of them are for the most part. Also, most of these are also going to be in Game Pass Ultimate if you're curious. And there's still a lot that are also going to be PlayStation 5 and also Steam. So, and some of them even for Switch 2. So we see Armantis. This is like a Dark Souls like, basically guns and melee and other abilities like slowing time or having kind of a stasis of suspension. And basically, yeah, this is a corrupt Paris. It's a total mess. And it does look like it actually runs pretty smoothly for the most part. Taking a look at the game and didn't really see. I watched it 3 times through. I didn't really see anything, but of course that doesn't mean that that isn't there. But this is a roguelike game like Sorrows, if you could think of it like that, which Sorrows is coming beginning of 2026. The last game that Counterplay made was actually Godfall, which of course didn't do very, very well, but I think some people will probably enjoy this a little bit more with the type of style that it is. And something too with the showcase, guys, is that like there's a lot of stuff in the showcase that are dark. So if you're a dark fan, okay, you like the gritty type of stuff, I think this showcase is definitely for you, as there's a wide range of different types of games and stuff. Next, too, we got to see the Mound Omen of Cthulhu. This will be Xbox Play Anywhere, PlayStation 5, and Steam. It'll be a co-op survival game of 2 to 4 players. You basically prepare your ship. There's weapons and equipment. You land on an island every single time. In a way, that's kind of a roguelike, in a way. But yeah, the deeper you go, the more dangerous it is. This is made by Team Ace, and they've made Rock of Ages games and also some adventure games, so it's literally right up their alley. We also had Dave the Diver. That's available today. So I didn't expect that to actually show up on console. This has been just a Steam game for a few years, but yeah, we actually have Dave the Diver on console now, which is great. Also, Dave the Diver Into the Jungle is coming in 2026. We also got to see Crow Sworn. We don't have any date on this, but think of like a Silksong game. Literally, the art style, the movement, the type of other things that we're seeing. It's really, really kind of like a Silksong type game. So, again, if that's right up your alley, that'll be coming out probably in 26, but again, we do not have any release date at this time. There's also Roadside Research, which I'm kind of curious about this one. I think a lot of people didn't quite understand what the point of this is, but this will be early 2026. This will be Play Anywhere and also on Steam. I think it's already been on Steam already. And yeah, the idea is that you are an alien doing some research on humans through a gas station slash mini mart, and you're trying to keep it quiet and secret, right? And it's kind of like a satire on the entire thing. And if you do good enough research or whatever, then yeah, the invasion will come, and that is the whole point: is pushing toward the invasion, trying to get research, trying to send that information, while keeping up appearances, right? That everything is perfectly fine. So if you've enjoyed High on Life, or if you've enjoyed some other kind of like make fun of satire games, then Roadside Research might actually be for you. And this is not graphically demanding. Okay, this is definitely an indie game. And the thing that's cool is, yeah, we're we're not expecting also a ton of money for this one either. Probably a fair amount, but yeah, it's not going to be like some $60 or $70 title. I can pretty much guarantee that. Next, we got to see Total Chaos. This is actually available now, and this is an Xbox Play Anywhere, PlayStation 5, and Steam, and it's a first-person horror, and dude, this one looks trippy. Basically, you're stuck in this realm, and you're reliving through memories, or something kind of crazy. So I might actually try it out, though. If it's got spiders, which it definitely looked like it did, I'm probably gonna freak. So it might be comedic for some of you guys. But yeah, first-person horror game, and it is, I would say, too, a survival, because I've heard that your weapons can break, that your equipment can wear down. So yeah, you've basically got to be able to try to survive and find stuff, and maybe that's kind of a roguelike too. We'll have to see. And February 13th of 2026, we're going to get Reanimal. This is from the creators of Little Nightmares. And again, it's a co-op survival horror game. This will be Xbox Play Anywhere, PlayStation 5, Steam, and Switch 2, which I think is great. But most of these, which I was kind of surprised with, is that Switch 2 wasn't on a lot of the games that I thought maybe could actually run it. Maybe they're just not developing it for, because yeah, Nintendo hasn't really had dev kits and some other things, and it's been kind of impossible. But yeah, we'll see if some of these actually get put on Switch 2 at a later date. Spring of 26, we get Erosion, which will be Xbox Play Anywhere, PlayStation 5, and Steam. And yeah, this too also kind of looks like a roguelite where you're going to be repeating the same day every time you die. There's consequences. You come back and you basically kind of start over. And this is kind of like a pixely 2.5D shooter where your daughter gets kidnapped. And you got this kind of wild Western old iron on your hip 6-shooter ready to go, baby. And of course, that's what you start with. But you're going to be getting other equipment. There's other vendors in the game. Now, there's different types of enemies, of course. So, yeah, it actually kind of looks interesting a little bit. I'm kind of curious about that. I don't know if I particularly would like it, but again, we're looking at a kind of an interesting title for the game. So, also too, there's Zoo Punk. We got to see this next. There's no date. This will be Play Anywhere, PlayStation 5, and Steam. And this is like a Ninja Ninja Gaiden type of game. A lot of melee combat, some dodging. And it honestly looks pretty good. And basically, everyone is an animal. You're trying to obtain something that is high value or whatever, and people are also trying to steal that for somebody else. So kind of think of like kind of a faction or like a mafia type of entity that you're fighting against, and you're working with a few others, which is cool. And it's all in real time. It's not turn-based or anything like that. But yeah, the Zoo Punk actually kind of looked a little bit interesting too. Tides of Annihilation. People are really stoked for this. No date, Play Anywhere, PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Pro, and also Steam. Now, this is going to be like a Dark Souls kind of anime style. Okay, is kind of what we would what we see on the screen. This game will definitely make people quit. The game already looks challenging enough, and then one thing that I saw while watching, I made sure to watch through it a couple of times to make sure I was seeing what I was seeing. But yeah, there's also performance issues and blips where you're dropping some frames or they're not quite rendering properly, whatever. And with, being it all in real time action, you have to be able to time your hits and you have to be able to dodge and parry and all of that kind of stuff. And that's going to be pretty challenging if you're having performance problems. So this should be taken with a grain of salt, but I was curious. Grain of salt with buying it at release is what I mean. But I did confirm that this is using Unreal Engine 5, and it is going to be pretty graphically demanding. So again, I'm assuming PC is going to be awful. I'm also assuming too that we're going to also see some performance blips on PlayStation 5, and also even see that on PlayStation 5 Pro to a degree. Maybe some of us won't. Again, not all of us necessarily see that, but that's okay. But they are definitely there. Okay, so if you turn that up to as high of a frame rate on YouTube as you can, and you actually watch that fight scene, you can definitely see that. So yeah, it is going to be on Unreal Engine 5, and man, I'm just not enjoying Unreal Engine 5 this year. So many games have been frustrating because I see all of those performance blips and issues, and that's horrible. Also, we got to find out, too, that the console Xbox experience is also coming to PC. So it's coming to your handhelds that can be supported. It's coming to your PC. It's also going to be for your next-gen console. All roughly the same experience and same type of interface. Might be a little bit different depending on how big the screen can be or whatever. But, yeah, we are going to see that console-like experience where they are now trying to unify. So even though you change device for your games, for your Play Anywhere, for your streaming, whatever, it's going to feel like you're integrated into the same thing. It's just like all of the Apple products, right? They all kind of play the same, use the same. You would expect to know where to use everything. This is the same with Xbox or Nintendo or whatever else, or an Android phone. Okay, it's all generally what we would expect, and so they are unifying that across the devices that can actually play games. And I think that's cool. I think they actually need to do that, because if they don't do that, it's going to be harder for that type of adoption and all of that kind of stuff. So that was generally the showcase. Again, I didn't share everything. There was a few that I left out, as you saw during the background while I'm chatting. But yeah, that was the showcase. So some of these I'm excited for. Dave the Diver, my wife is super excited for, and I already bought that for her. But too, what I like about this showcase is that there's a wide variety of stuff. It's not everything all at once. Some of it is out now. Some of it's going to be out later in 26 or early 26. So we kind of have this wide range of indie and AA titles that we're going to be able to enjoy, whether through Game Pass or buy them or whatever platform too pretty much you're going to be on. And that's something that I appreciate with Xbox. So thanks for tuning in, folks. You can always find me over at Gaming Garbage 22 over at YouTube. Don't forget to like and sub if I've earned it. And we have playlists there for all the various content that comes out every week. And if something's not for you, don't sweat it. Just keep poking around. And yeah, use those playlists to see what's available. It helps keeping all of the 1,000+ videos separate from each other and somewhat organized. Also, too, you can follow me over at Twitch if you'd like. And yeah, when I play video games, I'll talk with y'all. If you talk and let me know you're there. If you don't want to talk and you just want to sit there, that's perfectly okay. But if you expect me to communicate with you and be looking at my stream all of the time, seeing how many counts I have, I'm not going to be doing that. So just let me know you're there, and yeah, I'll talk back. So with that, folks, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next one.